Hi, I just wanted to make this quick video to explain how the Grunty text works in Banjo-Kazooie, how it might affect FFM speedruns, and how it might differ from the FFM instant romhack, because there's a small difference. This is currently being discussed and it's going to be voted on. I just wanted to make this video for two reasons. One is to just give people more information in hopefully a clear way that'll let them make an educated vote on whether they want this allowed or not, which is whatever. But also because the way it's looking right now, it's probably going to be allowed, and that in mind, I want to make this at least as a guide so that people can understand what's going on behind the scenes with this Grunty text as it differs from the actual cartridge. Just so they know what behind the scenes. But yeah, just in general, the way that the Grunty text works is that once you enter a file, then you enter the layer, Grunty's layer, a timer will start ticking up. Once it reaches about 2 to 3 minutes, Grunty will just say some random nonsense. Then after another certain amount of time, Grunty will say some nonsense again. After another certain amount of time, it's not always 2 minutes and 10 seconds. She'll say something else, then something else. It's basically a pattern of how she talks in the run. That's just how it works in general. The way that it works in Furnace Fun Move speedruns is actually different, because in Furnace Fun Move speedruns, you enter a different file, go run through the layer, enter Furnace Fun, die in a game, minigame square, and then start a real run. The difference here is that when you enter your Furnace Fun Moves file and you enter the layer, the timer actually starts ticking up from there until you enter Furnace Fun itself. Meaning that when you start your actual run and you enter the layer section, the timer won't start at 0. It'll start somewhere else. Maybe a minute, maybe more, maybe less, depending on how long you take to enter Furnace Fun in your actual setup file. So that's how it works in Furnace Fun Moves. The difference here with the FFM Instant ROM hack is that you don't actually set up Furnace Fun Moves. And that changes it because there's no timer carryover to your actual run. This can't start from here because you're not actually in the layer at this section. It's not considered at all, which means that when you actually enter the layer on the FFM Instant ROM hack in your run, it'll start from 0, just normally. And it'll count up and go for a fixed pattern that you can't really change at all. In Furnace Fun Moves, the actual card, and a lot of speedruns, runners have often utilized this information to either make the Grunty text come earlier or delay it, so it doesn't affect specific parts in the run. They do this by, probably waiting outside of Furnace Fun before entering for 10 seconds, and then that'll just delay everything by 10 seconds. Just like that. I want to quickly just mention all the potential differences there can be, as far as I know. The first thing is that a lot of the times you might get a Grunty text when you're opening the Clanker's Cavern puzzle and TTC puzzle. This can potentially lose you time, because if Grunty's talking there, you have to skip her text before you can skip Bottles' text, where he teaches you how to put in the puzzle pieces. So that could potentially lose a few seconds. This is the one that most people paid attention to. A lot of times people were getting this text at this exact spot, and it was losing them time. And that's when people started delaying their entering Furnace Fun by 10 seconds specifically, to delay when that Grunty text would appear. That's the main consideration. A couple other places where it could potentially affect it, because again, it's a pattern that's somewhat fixed depending on how long you take into Furnace Fun file, is that for Mad Monster Mansion, if you do Mad Monster Mansion early, the bit clip, any text that pops up during a bit clip can generate a lag frame. If you get a lag frame during a bit clip setup, it can basically just ruin the whole thing. It can lose you anywhere between 2 to 3 seconds if you get it during an easy part of the bit clip, but if you get it during like the talent drop portions of the bit clip, it could just ruin the entire thing, and you'd have to go back to the loading zone and start over, lose probably 30-40 seconds. That's for MMM early. Same thing goes for Click Clock Early. It's another big clip. You get a lag from there. But here for 765, if you do RBA, and you do the 765 note door clip method, if the Grunty is actually talking while you do the clip, it actually makes it a lot easier, a lot looser. You'll clip way faster and way smoother than you would otherwise, which could be good or bad. You could potentially not be used to that. You could void out by accident, or it could actually speed up your speed run, because you'll clip faster, you react to it, you'll save maybe like a couple tenths. Those are all the differences that I know of. One important thing to mention is that for 100% specifically, we reset the game right in the middle, right after Man Monster Mansion. This is important to note because when you reset the game and you enter the file again, timer just starts from 0, which means that it will be completely synced up for 100% after the reset with the ROM hack. I just mentioned these two because for other categories where you don't reset in the middle, the pattern continues on. Like any percent categories, basically. Again, the ROM hack, there's no difference at all. It's always the exact same. But for here, there's methods to change the pattern to suit you in the run. Because at least for a top level, a lot of people will notice this. Some people would also notice differences in when the text box appears right before or after Man Monster Mansion, if you have consistent layer movement. Not a lot of people notice it and make any intentional changes for these two clips though. But it is still something that the pattern you're on could affect. I think before, another thing that I can mention is that before, some runners would have this issue with the puzzle piece. Then I came up with a solution where if you actually defeat Grunty on your Furnace Fun Moves file, then she won't actually talk on your Furnace Fun Moves file because she's dead. Meaning the timer won't tick up, which means that the timer will start at 0 in the actual run. And it'll be 100% set, just like the FFM instant ROM hack. This could be ideal, it could not be. Again, it depends on your run, because let's think about it. If you make a mistake in the layer that puts you behind the pattern, it means the Grunty text will show up earlier than you would normally expect it. If you say do TTC early, you skip by the TTC puzzle and you go to the Clanker's Cavern puzzle earlier, and if your Grunty text pattern is not specifically set, you could potentially either get the text box there and interfere with your Clanker's puzzle, or you could get it after. Who knows? Again, depends on your movement as well. Another thing is that if you are just doing a different category, the layer movements are different depending on the routes and categories. In RRBA sections, you're not doing the exact same layer movement. You're using maybe cauldrons or something. In 80% categories, you're skipping the Mumbo's Mountain layer jiggy that speeds up your time in the layer before you get to the Clanker's Cavern puzzle. That could change when Grunty text appears for you in the run. This is all to say that there is some strategy in how you plan where your Grunty text is in your run, depending on your skill, your category, your route, by manipulating Furnace Fun Move setup. You could either just go there normally, and maybe it'll be perfect for you like that, or you could wait 10 seconds, delay the pattern by a little bit, or you could kill Grunty and just have it set start at 0, which will be a different pattern. There's not one ideal pattern. There's not one ideal way that Grunty talks where it would be perfect for every category. That's basically the somewhat strategy involved with Furnace Fun Move setup in Grunty text. And that idea of there as being a strategy is just completely eliminated in the ROM hack, which could be good or bad, depending on how you view it. But the point is that this is just a small difference. One small thing I just wanted to mention is that most runners just don't know about this at all. They don't know how the timers work. They don't know that it carries over from Furnace Fun Moves. They don't know that you can delay the timer by waiting outside Furnace Fun. They don't know that you can kill Grunty. They don't know how you can kill Grunty without eggs and feathers on your FFM file, on this file, in order to change the way this works. So all that knowledge that could play into a little bit of your strategy is absolutely not required for the FFM instant ROM hack, since it's a moot point. Again, it's a very small difference. Could potentially make a few things different, but it's small difference. In a normal run, theoretically, say you're a new runner, you don't know any of this. You don't know how the time works or any of that. You would probably just lackadaisically set up FFM, being careless about how long it takes you. And the timer, or the grunty text, will basically just change a bit every time. Maybe sometimes it'll be an issue for you here, sometimes it won't be, and you won't know. That's for most runners, because most runners don't know about it. So sometimes it will be an issue if you're here, you'll have to skip the text, you lose a few seconds. Sometimes it won't be, and you don't know why, unless you seek it out. For the romhack, it'll be 100% consistent every time. So you'll probably never get it here, or always get it here, and you'll just think, oh, okay, it's just consistent every time. It's something I have to deal with at this specific point in the run. There's a little bit of a difference in mental gymnastics on how you skip the text. This knowledge and strategy of how the grunty text works, it would dissipate over time. Which is why I'm making this video, to hopefully keep it in minds of runners who use the FFM instant romhack should it be allowed. Yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to make this video. Hopefully it was a good demonstration. If you have any additional questions, I would highly suggest just putting in the comments so other people can look at it. And then they can, see the answers to them as well. I'll be able to respond whenever I see them. But yeah, use this information wisely. If this is a big difference to you, vote however you want. If you don't care for it, still same. Vote however you want. If the vote is allowed, and this is used in the future, the FFM instant romhack, then please make sure you understand this for the sake of just preserving the knowledge and just knowing what's going on behind the scenes. All right, see you later.